This video will dramatically increase your income from 20 to 100% a year. You see, when you're in your 30s, it is the most important decade of your financial time, because in your 20s, you have just graduated from school and you're not kind of sure which path to take when it comes to your financial aspect and career yet. So now I will run with you 6 main common money traps that most people fall into. Money trap number 1, they buy a house in order to compete and compare with their friends and family members that they cannot actually afford. You see, when you buy the actual house in the right neighbor which you like to buy in, you not only spend money on the actual house, but there are different expenses to the actual house in order for it to be running. Expenses such as shopping, furniture, utilities, tax, insurance, which you have to pay every single year or month in order just to have that house. And the bigger, the more expensive the house, the more expensive the utilities. You see, people get into debt due to these reasons. So when it comes to buying the right house for you, you have to spend only 20% of your net worth when it comes to buying the right house in order not to get into debt and have the house on foreclosure. Money trap number 2. Again, buying a car which you cannot afford. You see, most of my friends have bought more expensive luxury cars than me. They went into BMWs, Range Rovers, Porsche, and Mercedes, and I went into a Chevrolet. Simply that is because I thought about it as an investment, not just a liability to spend on. But they did not care. They did not have that financial literature IQ in order to think that this car can put me into a lot of troubles and destroy my life at this current stage, or just give me more hectic and stress. Simply because when I did my research before actually buying a car, I saw what are the things that I have to look for in order to make the right decision for buying the car. And I saw that you have to think about it when it comes to maintenance. Again, just like money trap number 1, the house with the maintenance. Again, the maintenance of the car. The more luxurious and expensive the car, the higher the maintenance cost you have to do regularly in order for that car to function. Money trap number 3, not investing or not investing enough. Everybody thinks they have enough time in order to become wealthy or financially confident, but in reality, we do not. Most people say, I'm gonna start investing and open up my own business or look into more of my income when I retire or when I have more money. Actually, that is not the practical, natural, right way if you want to start investing. A lot of people are not sure of something called compound investing. All they know about investing is when they speak to a bank or they need a big amount of money in order to put in the actual bank or just in an investment fund and start getting revenue. That's the maximum most people or employee mindset would know. Where actually in reality, if you start by the age of 30 and start investing $1,000 every month with a 7% return, by time you get to the age of 65, you would have $1.4 million just by investing into that investment. But if you wait till you are 40 years old and then start your compound investing path, you're gonna drop from 1.4 return million on your balance to $650,000 only into your balance. So the key is to invest now and not wait. Money trap number 4 is not having high income skills. Before I get into my personal development and training and how to become an investor and a businessman, I did not not know there is something called high income skills. I only knew there are skills and there is a skillful person and there is a guy without skills in whichever field they wish to get into. You see, yearly you have to increase your income, because if you just remain where you are with the current inflation that we have and rising in prices, your value with that income drops 3%. So every year you are getting poorer 3% every single year. You see, there are different skills that I mean by high income skills in the market today considered to be, such as digital marketing, copywriting, YouTube, coaching, and so forth. Without a high income skills, you become restricted. You get capped by the actual job that you're into or the industry, and you cannot actually change because you do not have that skill. But if you have that skill, no matter in which industry you are at, which I just mentioned, or in whichever job, you can simply easily start earning high income and returns. Money trap number 5 is not having financial goals. I am literally shocked when I speak about my clients and friends and family members when it comes to financial goals, and 90% of them do not have goals from 1 year to actually only 5 years. They do want to have money, but they have not clearly defined it. So how much savings, money, assets, portfolio do you wish to have? You see, clarity is power, and a lot of people do not have clarity and they climb the wrong ladder, which usually the employment or career common ladder, and then they end up with the wrong wall. So then what they do, either they just accept failure and live with it, or they start from zero but at a later, older stage and age, which becomes very hard to climb from one ladder to the next in order to finally reach the right wall which they wanted to have. You see, once you start to set your financial goals, clarity becomes power, because the path becomes so easy for you to implement and start going, and then it's gonna become like an habit, and you're just gonna keep on going until you reach your final destination. Money trap number 6 is to not have financial literacy. One of the most aspects that we do face issues with in our life that affect our social life, financial life, personal life is money, right? Nobody can say no to that. Depending on how much money you have and how good you can manage it and literate, you can have equal, blissful and pleasant life. In school, they did not teach us about money. They did not even come close. Like, in high school, I had business, and in college, I had economics, but how to actually apply it in the real world today, it's not being taught, it's not updated, and it's very basic and old terms. Like, how would that actually really help me in my everyday to-day life? I'm not talking about like complicated accounting, stocks and tax calculations. What I'm talking about here is just simple, balance sheets, profit and loss, income statements, what is an asset, what is a liability, what is an investment, how to best play with these numbers in order to be secure. So comment below which one of these traps do you want to avoid.